Hi, welcome. Today I would like to share with you my experience with microdosing magic mushrooms for 30 days. Today is the last day and I went over my notebook and highlighted the notes that seem to be repetitive. So here they are. But before I start, I would like to mention that this is just my experience and I am not promoting using any substances for any purpose. There you go. Day 1. Intention: to reconnect to my truth. That was the intention. So let's see what actually happened. I took only just one paragraph. I was not just writing all day. I was just going about my day. That's the whole point of microdosing. Because if you take a full dose, mushrooms are psychedelic, so you might blast off in another world, which could have some benefits, but microdosing has different benefits. To integrate whatever lessons it might show us or teach us in everyday life, because sometimes it is the case, at least for me, that if I have a hard trip, I might see something, I might learn something, but after a couple days I forget about it, unless I make notes like this. But even then, it could be so much that it's hard to integrate in daily life. So hence the reason of me deciding to microdose. Back to day 1, I noticed I started to drink a lot of water instead of munching. Less worrying, feeling chill, and slow is fine. It's probably the slogan of my day. I am a slow person in general, like a sloth, but I believe I made peace with it on that day. On the third day, I ended up with a 21-hour water fast. Did not plan for it. It's just what my body felt. On a day 4, my intention was to explore creative energy for wellness of all beings. That was my intention. So what I ended up actually observing that day was feeling of hunger. I realized, because I eat small portions, but at that time, after a few hours of intake, I felt hunger. I ate food and I realized, oh man, I need to eat more. So I went back and ate a little more. Decreased self-judgment. Feeling calm. And then the next day I observed that I did not act on my inspiration, and then for some time I got heady about it and I started again, judging myself, which I realized is my pattern, which showed up in my next day, when I gave myself a reason why not to do something, kind of like self-sabotaging myself to have my creative flow and to be in my creative flow. On the next day, surprisingly enough, I found myself engaged in the subject of my interest, which then gave me the reminder that basically it's much easier to get into the flow if the subject really interests you. Next highlight, gentle feelings towards self. So again, coming back to being less self-judgmental, super calm mind, feeling calm in my body. And on day 12, I finally made a video of myself. You can check it out here. It's the video when I could not sleep until 5 a.m. and that usually doesn't happen to me. So I woke up with this realization of myself, I suppose. On day 13, my intention was to stay grounded in my body, have a clear head, and feel inspired to create beauty for the world. Something like that. I wrote it to myself. So during that day I became more aware of my body's needs, again, like previous, like hungry, thirsty, whatever, sleepy, tired, just becoming aware. Then on the next day or same day, I decided to have at least half day off of electronics and took breaks with 1 hour meditations, and that felt great. That felt amazing. That's how I have it written here. And then at 2:30 at night I started working out. I started doing push-ups and different workouts out of blue, which led me to, in the future days, to keep up my workout practice at home in my room. Next day I had a peaceful conversation with my father, which again is really good success, small success for me, because sometimes it's that I tend to argue and always give people the opposite ideas of what they tell me, kind of like self-protection, right? So I believe on that day I put down the guard and just flowed in a conversation. Next thing, coming back to started task. This is another pattern that I observed on the day 16. Sometimes I tend to, everyone has certain attention span, but then, and I was aware of that already, but sometimes even after say 20 minutes that I know I should, after 20 minutes say I take a 5-minute break and then come back to a task, but sometimes we tend to get more engaged on Facebook or scrolling through Instagram. So on that day I found that it was much easier for me to come back to the started task, probably editing the video, which is my new hobby, by the way. and I'm learning day by day. Day 17, moving around with least harmful way possible. Relaxing in the moment. Allowing self to do what it enjoys. On that night, I ended up eating a small pint, I think, pint size of ice cream. I don't usually eat pint of ice cream, or actually don't remember when I ate the last ice cream. So, but that day I just felt like eating ice cream, and the day before, for some reason, I felt like buying an ice cream, so I had an ice cream in my fridge and I enjoyed it very much. That's it. Next one, again, self-judgmental to self-progress. I have it in parentheses because I tend to, again, stress out that, oh, I need to do more and I'm not doing enough, probably because of the society's programming that I need to be successful, that I need to have this, I need to have a big house, I need to have this, and I slowly, started to piece by piece shed those societal expectations and be more peaceful and grounded in my own self-progress. On a day 22, I have a quick perspective shift. So I think I got frustrated on something. I'm not saying that all day I'm feeling peaceful and I'm just floating all day in the flow. So because of course some things come up and somebody tells you something, and because of past programmings or past behaviors, you react and or just feel frustrated about anything. So at that moment, it happened so quickly. I think even in like 1 minute, I changed perspective, and I saw a thing from literally 180 degrees, and all of a sudden my worries and frustration just went away. Day 23, zero worry of future, remained present, super chill, more inclined to observe breath. This one I found very, 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 very helpful during this, or actually every day. The more I observe my breath, the more I come back to present, the more I calm myself, and more with that calm mind and calm state, I make better decisions, I see things clearer rather than reacting. What else do we have here? Following my excitement on a day 24th. Remember I said in the beginning I was feeling I need to do something sometimes, and for some reason I would be on the phone instead, and then I would feel bad. Finally I started to act on my excitement, and I want to do this and I want to do that, which, by the way, this past week I have not been sleeping until 4 a.m. at least, every day like that. I get inspired with the new ideas, what kind of videos I might want to record, and what kind of things I want to share with you guys. As I mentioned, learning a new software, the video editing software, that takes time. Editing the videos takes time. So But all this is very, very much enjoyable for me. I did not know. Last year I didn't even think about posting things on YouTube and talking in front of the camera. So I feel like I found something that genuinely excites me and gives me that innate energy to keep going and to do more of, which benefits me in some way, I suppose. But my main intention is to benefit you in some way. Hopefully it does. Maybe not. That's okay. Okay, next thing. Day 25. Realizing self-education and first-hand experiences are the ways to go. I think I'm gonna skip the commenting on this because it is very much self-explanatory. And on the last day I have the notes: listening to body's needs, again staying calm in surrender state. That was it. I started to smile more, be in the present more, be more productive and creative in a way that brings joy to me first. I feel more calm, of course, with the help of yogic practices and workouts and dancing solo. Quarantine time, right? So overall, it's been a really good experience for me. Negatives? What are the negatives? Sometimes I would make myself not available to others, which could be that, oh, maybe people need me, so I need to respond to them, so kind of closing a door for a little bit. On some days I would sleep more hours than usual, or on some days I would not sleep until 4 or 5. Yeah, that's about it. Actually, nothing else comes in my mind as of now. Thank you so much for listening. Please do your own research and check out the local laws. Peace.